This is going to be a fun video. We're going to do a T4 roster review with Valley Flying. Say what's up, Valley Flying.
What's up, Valley Flying?
I knew you were going to do that.
I do that every time.
Yeah. So, boy, I kind of want to stay away from talking about T4s I haven't upgraded. Does that make sense? Because
yes.
I looked at Agent Coulson's kit and I think this T4 is going to be the best. But it's like until you actually have like upgraded T4 and used it, it's kind of hard to talk about, right?
I agree. Some look really good on paper, and then when you actually do it, like, eh. And then there's others the other way around.
Right.
Like, it's not that good on paper. I'll do it anyway. And you're like, oh, this is giving me a lot of usage right here. So
yes, and I want to say that when you decide to make a decision on upgrading a T4, it mostly has to do with how often you're using the character, and is this character good? And then there's also a secondary thought: is the T4 good? I mean, after you've determined that this is a good character and I use this character all the time, then it's like, is this T4 good? Does it boost? And I just want to talk about this one first. Why are we going to talk about this one first?
Because it's a passive and it affects everybody on the whole team.
Yes. So in general, passives will affect not only the primary character that you're upgrading on all of their attacks all the time. And then this one here not only affects her, but it affects the entire Hero Brawler team. I mean, this is just like giving the entire team like a 20% damage boost, right? I mean, it's monstrous, right?
Yeah, you're just getting an extra attack pretty much because it's 100% chance now. So it's very important for the Hero Brawler team.
Yeah, and as opposed to like this might happen once a match. This might happen once a match. In general, passives, ultimates, specials, and then basic attacks, seem to be that priority. That makes sense, right?
Usually, yeah. I mean, in general, I mean, there's going to be exceptions, obviously, when we're talking that general. But yeah, in general, that I would agree with that.
Okay, and so here's a character right here. The character is good. I use her everywhere, all the time. And I kind of went in that order. Passive, ultimate, special. Now, the special, not a lot of people, I mean, I'm on a huge bandwagon. I think the special is amazing. And I've noticed that she dies, then the special goes off, and it's doing huge damage to the tanks. Yep. Big damage because it boosts the 15% max health to 20% max health. I've talked about this in several videos. Now, we're going to back up and we're going to go to Nick Fury. Nick Fury is another one of those characters used all the time. Which of the T4s did you upgrade?
I did the ultimate and the passive. I did not do the special. Okay,
and I just want to say this. The special is trash. Absolute trash. I did this by accident. I would refund this in a heartbeat. I was in some sort of PvE node and I couldn't beat it, and I figured, oh, fine. Nick Fury is just a good character. I'm going to use him for a long time. Might as well do it. I need that extra 2,000 health. No, it's a waste of time.
No, it didn't help.
It didn't. I don't know. It's not good. So what I'm saying is that I'm very happy with these two right here. Of course, this is like a miniature leadership ability. It affects the whole team. The thing about reinforcements is that it also has the option of summoning the third summon.
Yes. But
the actual overall stats of the summons is determined by the level of this ability. 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 being the maximum. So it helps the stats on the summons in general. So I think you did the same too. I did the same too. We love them, right?
Yeah. Those are no-brainers if you're running a shield team.
Yeah, so a lot of these T4s, because we're going to go over almost over 30 characters, are no-brainers. Let's go on to Juggernaut. Now, this one's a little bit more controversial. Most people like the basic. Did you do the basic?
I haven't done any on Juggernaut, but I was actually thinking to do the basic on my next T4.
Okay.
And I guess my reasoning is a little different because I use them a lot in the raids, and I needed my Brotherhood to do 2 or 3 nodes, and having that extra energy would help him get his ultimate and special off, and that was my reasoning why I wanted to do it. But Gamma Raids are gone. I don't use these guys anymore, so I might not do this right away.
So I use Juggernaut a lot. With Magneto. Them two together are definitely the two most important. And so I don't have a problem with this right here. This here, he gets a lot of turn meter because he's taunting and he's getting attacked. And then he goes into his ultimate pretty quickly. And this does a lot of damage. Like I saw a big difference by boosting this because the damage is increased by the charge. And this boosts the total amount of damage by 60%. Well, it moved the multiplier up from 320 up to 380. And it just seems to make a big difference hitting those targets that I can't go. You're stuck behind a Juggernaut or a Colossus taunt, and you can't quite get that finishing blow on the Minerva, and then he runs through. And it just seems like this ability happens much more early in the match because of this ability. I will do this one someday, but I'm waiting. I've got so many other things I got to upgrade.
Yeah.
For example, we're going to get to a Magneto's special. Thanos. Oh my goodness, right?
You need that one. You need that one.
Yeah.
That's an important one.
This is like the key to U6, right? And making U6 like completely audible.
That is the auto key.
Yeah, so this is a big deal. If you're struggling in U6 and you have Minerva, Star-Lord, Rocket, basically the best Kree team, BKT, this is kind of the passive that makes U6 completely audible. Vision. This is one that I want refunded, or I would refund if I could, right? And this was like, I remember like Seaton got this one first, and I was like,
Yeah, everybody was showing their first ones. That was the first one I did. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? But it's not that bad. I don't know if I would go as far as wanting a refund on it, but
right.
It's okay for a basic. It's a good upgrade.
So what it is that this is a very efficient T4. Like it definitely does boost the damage on the basic. 50% damage on primary attack, 50% additional attack, and then it chains up to 2 additional targets. Where before it would just hit 1, and it might hit up to 2, but it was just way better, right? It does make his basic attack much better, but it's a basic attack. That happens like round 3 sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God.
That's the other thing you mentioned, as far as usage. When are you going to use this? Yeah. If you're running him on power armor, turn 2, everything's dead. He's not going to ever use that. So,
it's not
unless
useless.
You're running him in a different team. But
it's not useless. It's efficient, but it's just not. I mean, if he had some amazing passive ability, that would be a better use. So I'm not thrilled about that one, even though I do get use out of it. Captain Marvel. Okay, so this is like no-brainer stuff right here, right?
Both of those, yeah. Get the passive, get the ultimate. When you got the resources, do the special too.
Yep. And so, and this just has to do with how good the character is and how often I use her. And she's good everywhere. This is one of those near broken characters. There's 4 broken characters in this game, or 4 just like insane beyond God tier. And you know which form I'm going to say, right?
I know you're going to say 3. I'm not sure what the 4th one is.
Okay, there's 3.5. But Ultron, Captain Marvel, Phoenix, and Minerva.
Minerva, okay.
And for different reasons. Different reasons. Okay. But they're all like, they're just like in another category of characters. Yeah. And so
I would agree with that.
And Warbird is just, it's a good ability, fine. I have some other ones that I might need before that, but it's definitely on the list. So those 2 right there are no brainers.
I might do Princess Sparkle Fist too, just for my completionist's sake. Maybe it's not the best thing, but I might want it. Just
maybe, but it's not that great. And how often will I use it?
It's not, but it's more of my OCD kicking in. I need to finish it.
It depends. If U7 comes around and we get tons, like unlimited amounts of these, then maybe that'll get done. You know what I mean? You did the same too on Pyro, right?
Both of those. And I would say those 2 and the 2 that I did on Magneto really transformed the Brotherhood team for me. So I would say both of these are very required for that Brotherhood team. Okay,
my only issue with these 2 T4s, which I do like, and I did do, is I'm not using Pyro nearly as much anymore. I used to... See, I was stuck without Ultron for a long time, and so I really leaned on the Brotherhood inside of the arena, and these 2 definitely helped.
Yeah, they definitely make the Brotherhood a lot better as far as how much your usage. I mean, that's a personal thing, but it definitely makes the whole Brotherhood team a lot better. But now that I've have Ultron, I'm finding that I'm not using Pyro nearly as much anymore. I'm definitely using Magneto and Juggernaut all the time, everywhere, but Pyro not as much. But still, no regrets on those 2. This actually made a huge difference right here. Like you said, adding that disrupted changes the way it works. 2-turn, the
2-turn bleed. He's definitely a glass cannon right there. Rocket, oof. Use these 2.
Brainers.
Yeah, these are no-brainers. Rocket's all about damage, and then this also is about damage right here and getting an extra assist. Now, this right here I could justify getting, and this is in one of those passives that doesn't work the way it says. It says, chance to apply 2 positive effects it might as well just say offense up, because there's 3 positive effects that can assign, and it does it in a certain order, and it's pretty much always offense up. So
it's not that the worst thing, though. That's not the worst thing.
But the thing is they could actually fix the way, they could either fix the text, or they might change the way that this works. But it pretty much, it just gives out offense up. That's the way it's currently coded inside the game. There's a video about that. I'll link to that up here, Casino's video, but because it's a little too complicated for this video to talk about it in detail. Next, we got to talk about Black Widow, and oh my God, there's just too much stuff I put on here.
All in, baby.
Okay, so which ones did you do on Black Widow?
I've only done the special, and the reasoning is because it clears that negative effect off your team. I figured this will make Avengers at least be able to counter the blind from Magneto, and it's helped a little bit. I don't know if I've really seen the investment back.
Yeah, Black Widow, for a long time we kept saying she's the best character in the game, and
she was, she was,
and it's just that and she might be there again. We get one new Avengers that makes the team better. Maybe Avengers will have a comeback. I don't know. It just seems like they're in a weird place right now, and I don't use her as that often. And I've got 3 T4s into her, and I'm not even really liking her in Blitz 8.3. And we might talk about that in another video. I have to constantly move things around to get it to work in 8.3. Anyways, I'm not a priority. And I imagine a lot of people watching don't have Black Widow fully upgraded, because she's still one of those characters you can't really get, just out of premium orbs. So we'll move on. Star-Lord, no brainer, right?
Love it. That you need that. It's like the Thanos thing. You need that if you're gonna run the BKE in the raids.
Yep.
Or BKT, or whatever you want to call it.
Yep. This is basically miniature leadership. This is a no-brainer. Have to have this. Plus, Star-Lord is a key component to unlocking Ultron along with Minerva.
Let me before you hit that button, his special, I did the special also, very good. Doesn't look that great on paper because it's only a 50% chance. And so, half the time it does absolutely nothing, but when it does hit, it has made a huge difference for that team. I loved his special as well.
Okay, so this is one where, like, on paper it looks okay, but hearing you say how awesome it works, because blind is an amazing ability. A blind is better than a stun, because the AI is dumb and they'll waste their ultimate. And it's like, if you can do that to a third character, I mean, that's just completely ruining them. Ruining them. So that's the power of blind. 50% chance to add a third blind is worth it. Just because you said so. Okay, I'll get to that one. You know what I mean? I don't need it right now, but I'll get to that because I've still got to do a bunch on it.
There's some more important ones in this thing.
Passive on Groot.
That's a good one. Right? It's a good one.
Always apply slow to the attacker for 1 turn. This is one that I highly recommend right here.
If you're serious about your BKE, you gotta get this one too.
Yeah, again, it's all about the passive. And we talked about Ms. Marvel earlier in the video, and you were like, why don't you have this one? Tell me why I need this one.
You need that one. You need to remove all the positive effects. I mean, the way you use them in Arena, not really going to make a difference. But when you're using the Brotherhood team, especially in Blitz, against a shield team, against that shield security, or against a Luke Cage or someone that he has that enough focus to remove and put that disrupted on, this is a huge move.
Yeah, so you're
all the positive effects.
Most of the time you're going to be using this on a tank, and the tank is going to have like 19 positive status effects. And as long as that tank is not Juggernaut or Colossus, if it's going to be Shield Security or Drax or something like that, or Luke Cage, it's going to be quite amazing. So I need this one absolutely, and then of course this is another no-brainer
one. That one is awesome. That
one's have to have it. Yes. Gonna keep going. Shield Assault. Oh my God! So this is in the category of. This boosts everything for the entire team. Probably one of the most important T4s for the shield team, would you say?
Yeah, the damage from the crit chance, but the shield, I think a lot of people are forgetting that they run off this turn meter rewind when they crit, or at least some of them. So increasing that crit chance, very good for the turn meter as well for that whole shield team. Yeah,
the basic on shield medic and shield operative knockback turn meter based on crits, and so this is going to burst the crit chance. And then also Nick Fury's basic on crit gives out ability energy. So this is kind of the engine to the whole team. Having this T4 right here is kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
absolutely. And so most of the time, like I said, it's about passives. Now, this is a character right here that just needs all 4.
Yeah.
And I need this one right here for sure for our raids. It's pretty much a vital thing for raids, right?
Yeah, we were talking about this beforehand. That should be your next one that you do.
Yeah, this is my next one I'm doing. So, and then this is just nice to have.
That one is kind of like the Captain Marvel. It's okay, but I'm a completionist. I need to finish it eventually. So I did the basic. But,
so in the case of Ultron, you know, definitely this one first makes Ultron work very well. And then this just makes one-shotting characters a reality. This makes him a little bit more manageable, more usable in raids, because he can't really just push autoplay with him in raids. You actually have to think about it and kind of conserve your energy and be mindful of where he is on that and be doing kills. But this will make him basically be able to one-shot characters like maybe every other turn, basically summon minions, ultimate, kind of is the way the plan of what I'm hearing.
That is the plan. Hopefully, I mean, cross your fingers that it goes like that, but that's what you eventually want to happen. Special, ultimate, special, ultimate.
I think I'm going to have a lot of extra mats to do that one right there before I get there. It's gonna take a minute before I get there on that one.
Yeah, like I said, it's the completionist that wanted that one finished, not necessarily the logic.
Okay, now this is one where we're getting into a character is like, I don't know if I regret this one, but I did this because it definitely helps the team, and then we get a lot more ability energy to the team, and it is effective. Another reason why I got this is because the way when Jessica Jones comes around, I don't always want to need to use this right here because sometimes I don't need to clear negative effects, and sometimes I'll just do this to give out ability energy. And this is one of those abilities also where it sends the energy to characters that are missing the energy, which is not the way it works on Thanos, but it's the way it works on Jessica Jones, which is kind of nice. And it doesn't say that, and she's like the only character that it works that way. And then this right here, I kind of want to save it until I'm stuck behind some sort of tank, and getting the T4 on this would actually be pretty effective from clearing all the positive effects, because a lot of times you're going up a tank like Colossus or Juggernaut, and clearing 3 is not enough. You really need to clear all of them.
Huge stacks. Even against a mirror match against defenders.
Yes.
You know, you might clear the wrong ones if on that Luke Cage.
Yeah, so definitely her rejection is worth getting. This right here, I don't know. It just
I think it is. If you're really running those defenders a lot, you were mentioning beforehand that you're not really using the defenders as much.
No, I don't like playing defenders in 8-3 mirror match, and unless I get stuck forced using them in some sort of alphabet raids and a Greek raid, I'm not using them that often. We're going to come up across a lot of defenders here where, like, this is a key passive right here, giving speed to the entire defenders team. And you were raving about this one here just a moment ago, right?
Yeah, that is one of them that doesn't look that impressive on paper, but it really makes a difference in the turn order against the defenders. When using the defenders and then in mirror matches or against the Brotherhood and stuff, just the turn lines up a lot better. So that was a big one that I didn't see as big when I first did it.
Yeah, and it is a good one, but again, I'm not using my defenders that often. And then you were like, why don't you have this one, right?
That was my first one that I did for the defenders, but that's a good one.
Maybe that's the reason why I don't like my defenders is because I don't have that passive on Iron Fist. I mean, that seems like it's going to be a good one. I don't know. I don't have a lot of love for defenders right now. So
it comes down to what you said in the beginning. If you're using defenders a lot, and at the time that I did that, it made sense. If you're not using them a lot, I don't know if it makes sense to do it at this point.
I'm kind of in a place right now where I'm focusing on my arena team, because if I can focus on my arena team and get them to where I like them, and then that means that it'll filter down later, 6 months from now. Anything that's good in the arena now should still be good 6 months from now. But if I'm upgrading things that I'm not using my arena, they may not be very good for very long. You know what I mean?
That's the big argument against that Iron Fist passive for you right now, but it's a good one. If you're running defenders,
it's okay
awesome.
Today, where is it going to be 6 months from now? It's just like, I want something that's amazing today so that it's still good 6 months from now.
Yes.
This is fine right here, but I think a lot of people are doing the basic attack for the raids. So they can get the maximum charge to 20. I think this is going to be a necessity in Ultima 7, right?
Yeah, so when it was before, we needed at least 4 people having a maxed out storm to be able to compete at the boss level and some of the mini bosses. Just we needed that many storms that had the full charge. So I think this will be very, very important once they bring Ultima 7 back.
Yeah, when you get into like the final node and you're going up with the boss, and you're going to need to have storm at max charges, 20 charges, and just one shot the whole team is kind of the idea, right? And so this
or even using that ice storm to slow everybody and let Phoenix come and kill everybody.
Yeah,
to slow and stun them. So either way, but having that basic fully charged is.
I have a feeling that Storm is one of those characters that I'm kind of stalling upgrading currently until Ultima 7 comes out, and then she'll get a lot more use just because of how she works in the raids with the charge and everything like that. Minerva, why is Minerva on this list?
Because she's a great character, but her T4s don't really help her become more great. So it's probably not worth the investment on any of these.
Best character ever that needs zero T4s. It's amazing. None of them are worth getting, and she's amazing without them, and she's amazing at 3 stars, whatever. Run, don't walk. I mean, as soon as you get her unlocked, take her up as high as possible. Take her to 13 as soon as you unlock her and get started. And in Fear to Darkness, my goodness.
And if you don't have her, start collecting her superiors right now, because you eventually will want them when you unlock her.
Okay, this is one that I would want to refund. I don't.
That's a weird one. That's a weird one. Especially seeing that you're missing the Magneto and some of the others. But
yeah. So I mean,
it happens. It happens.
Yeah, this right here, and then Nick Fury's. No, I wish I didn't have. I could take those 2 back right now today. I could if I would. Again, this has to do with. Being basically a miniature leadership ability. Her passive affects the entire team, giving everybody extra focus is kind of a big deal for landing the speed down, the offense down, all of that. Also, knocking back turn meter requires focus, so this was kind of a big deal.
Plus the extra counter to Nick Fury, so he has more of a chance to spread it on his turn 2 when he has 2 instead of using it up on 1. So.
Yeah, the passive on the minions, here's another one. The passives on the shield minions.
Required if you're running shield.
Yeah, this one here is probably...
think about it, just do it.
Yeah, this one here, if you want to use shield minions in raids, you pretty much have to do this because she's going to do a passive heal on her turn. It's just a no-brainer needed. Absolutely. Yeah. Punisher.
You need it.
This is probably the most critical T4 to make defenders work correctly because he's going to be assisting all the time. Counterattacking. Well, defender, he is the damage engine for the whole team, right?
He's the one I'm most scared of when I'm going against the defenders team. I look, is that Punisher super high? All right, I'm not going to fight it. Oh, they're low? Okay, I'll fight this defenders. Punisher is the key for me.
Yeah, and you won like the Marvel Strike Force lottery if you pull like a 7 red star Punisher.
Oh my goodness, yeah, build up your defenders at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, oh wow. 7 red star Punisher or Rocket, and then of course like the obvious ones like Phoenix or Captain Marvel, but Punisher is like one of those characters that's like, oh, you just won like the Marvel Strike Force lottery. If you get even a 5-star is like very good. For the whole deal. A big fan of Punisher. Okay, so we got to talk about Shuri and Black Panther.
Okay.
How do we talk about this? It's like they need so many T4s everywhere on all their characters, and there's so many good ones on all of them. And I've kind of just came to the conclusion is like, I'm very aware that this is a good T4. I'm very aware that this is a good T4. I just don't want to do any of them until I can do all of them, or at least use them. And they're not usable right now without... How many T4s do they need to be viable? I don't know. 15? 9? I don't know.
You're talking to be the best or just viable? I'd say maybe about 5 or 6 just to be viable. To be really, really high up there, 10 plus, really. And
even the people that have done like 6 complain still, right?
No, because they're built to be not a good raid team, the best raid team. And they're a good raid team. They're just not the best. And when you take into account all the T4s it needs to make them that level, it's a huge investment that you're putting into this Wakandans team.
I think the problem with Wakandans is that everybody pretty much had to do something with Minerva and Star-Lord and Rocket, right? Like those characters are maxed out or close to being maxed out just because they were needed or probably useful in getting Ultron or doing the Ultimate 6 raids, and they're already completed. And it's like, and a lot of people are saying they're nearly as effective without having to do anything at all to them.
No, it requires way less T4s and it's a much better team. So, you know, unless this is like your 5th or 6th or 7th team, I probably wouldn't go Wakandans unless you got some of these other meta teams built, because of the T4 investment it takes to make them really good.
And putting T4s into Star-Lord and Rocket, they're useful like so many game modes, so many different places of the game, like everywhere, always, all the time. It's like I haven't felt like I've missed out on anything by not having a T4 on Shuri or Black Panther yet. I just don't. I haven't missed anything. It's like where like if I didn't have some of those T4s on Star-Lord and Rocket, I couldn't have got anywhere like to where I am right now, or unlocked things. And I use them every day. And where I don't use Shuri at all, and I don't feel like I've missed anything. That might change when Ultimate 7 becomes a normal thing.
I mean, from what I hear, when level 75, because they're so good at punching down, they'll be better, but punching up or punching across, not as good. So
hey, if I could get like a 500,000 power Wakandan team, maybe I would have a different opinion. But
oh my god, you would smash everything, dude.
Yeah,
they would be good in the arena with that much power.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's just like they're in a weird place, and
maybe
we'll get to that. Now, this is one that you're ranting and raving about that I do not have.
I don't know about ranting and raving. This is one I did, and it helps the power armor team in war. It removes that taunt situation, which you shouldn't be running across if you're using power armor anyway. But it gives Iron Man more crit damage, and it gives him more damage in war. So this was a good one, I thought. I like this one.
Yeah, I'm going to look into this one.
Actually, it doesn't give Iron Man. It gives, if Iron Man's an ally, it gives him. So it just makes him damage everything a lot more. And that's why you have bigger punch-ups in war when you have this T4.
And I've been happy with my offense on war. And actually what I'm wanting is some more defensive teams on war. You know, if I got into a situation where there was teams I couldn't beat, this might be the way to go to fix that problem. But, you know, Invisible Woman's coming out, and that's going to be another team that's supposed to be amazing on offense and war. And, you know, who knows how many T4s that team's going to need and what it's going to need to make it work. So, you know, this is a good T4. I don't know if I have a need for it this exact second right now.
I'd say it's more of a luxury than
anything. Let's say Agent Coulson comes out and S.H.I.E.L.D. becomes an amazing defensive team inside of war, and this is the only way to beat them. Yes, maybe I'll do it. But right now, it's like offense on war is cakewalk between Brotherhood, X-Men, and Power Armor. It's just like, okay, I've got all kinds of choices.
S.H.I.E.L.D., don't forget about old school S.H.I.E.L.D. That's still functions very well in war as well. So
these ridiculously powered Defenders teams that are like 400,000, it's like, my S.H.I.E.L.D.'s got it. You know what I mean? I can handle. I can hang.
It depends on the Punisher.
It depends if I get offense down from S.H.I.E.L.D. operative on Punisher or not. It really comes down to that. Otherwise, it's like, good game. Oh my God, Punisher killed my whole team. Punisher is something else, man. Okay, Colossus. Oh my God, you're saying do all of them, right? Pretty much all of them.
We need some more. I did the basic and the ultimate. I didn't do the passive yet. The passive is not that bad either.
Well, the reason the passive is nice is that
I did the passive, the ultimate, and the basic. I didn't do the special, but the special is not that. Jeez, I'm mixing up my words. I apologize about that.
And I think the reason why I haven't done any of this is that, you know, without a doubt, when he's paired with Phoenix, he's the best tank in the game. And so it's just like, I need to get this guy up to, you know, higher tier level, more stars, max out all of his abilities, and then I'd be more excited about him. But right now, I'm just cruising. It's like I win anyways. with X-Men and Blitz, and I'm not using Colossus currently in my arena. I'm using Jugs because my Jugs is just better at his power level. But Colossus, if I had like a 6-star Colossus, yeah, I'd probably max all of these out and just go with it.
I would probably put this in your top 10 priorities, maybe not in your top 5, but somewhere down the line, I think. Eventually,
I think
build up your Colossus.
I think what I was waiting for is to find out how he's going to be farmable or how they're going to make him available, and he's just not currently.
Not yet. Oh, yeah, there's that $20 pack in the store.
I bought those. I hate to admit it, I bought those to get him up a star level, which is like, oh my god, $20 to take up a star level is such a waste of money. Anyways, tell me about PSYLOKKE. You did which one on PSYLOKKE?
I gotta agree with you though. Before we get into what I did,
I'm a hater of PSYLOKKE.
Her turns just don't match up. Her kit on paper. This is what we're talking. On paper, she looks good. Her speed kind of holds her back, but just when you want these things going off, it's not available, or they come up too soon or come up too late. But I still end up doing the passive, and I did the ultimate. I think in the right situations they're very good, but just she's not always in the right situation.
What PSYLOKKE does for me, which is her passive, it's very good, and it makes the team a lot better, right? Because that's affecting everybody and everything's happening all the times. You know, that's very what the beauty of PSYLOKKE. Now,
the actual T4 doesn't affect the whole team, just her overall passive. So the T4 just affects her. So,
but this ability right here on paper looks amazing. This ability right here on paper looks amazing. But every time I play her, those abilities are never needed at the time when she can go.
Yeah,
it just never. It's like her turn meter just never works right. It's like, I need this ability right now. They already, you know, everybody's stunned, but you know what? They took their turn. The stun already did its thing. And it's like, the timing is off on her. It just doesn't work right.
It's timing. The kit is good. All the stuff it does is good. Just the timing doesn't align with when you need it. So.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, I really could use this ability right now, but they have counterattack. And there's just, it's always something with this kit where I'm playing her. It's like, it's just not working right.
Or like, I'm going to throw this ultimate up, but no, we don't have any debuffs on the team, so it's just kind of a waste.
Okay, so in general, there's a couple that I really regret. That would be Nick Fury's and then Mystique's. And then ones that I'm looking at very highly based on the ones you're suggesting is Magneto, War Machine, finishing off Ultron, finishing off Captain Marvel, because why not, right?
And Star-Lord.
And Star-Lord. There we go.
Star-Lord.
If there's
once you do all that, then maybe go look at Colossus again. And then maybe Iron Fist also.
Yeah, and then Iron Fist, yeah. So if there's a T4 that you use every day that you love, that you thought that we missed in our list right here, put it down in the comment section. But guess what time it is?
It is an awesome time because get some free stuff.
Yes, it's time for the giveaway.
I love this one.
All right. I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person likes this video, you will be getting for free in your account an 8-star Nokia. This is not a scam. Yes. So, like, I got to explain what a Nokia is first. Is, you know, when you go to Tijuana and you buy a Folex or some Oakley's, this is a Nokia. It's like it's not a Nokia, it's a Nokia.
Oh.
You with me?
And, I am with you.
And this is what's going to be so cool about this, is not only is she going to make the Wakandans amazing in the raids, but she's going to require not 4, but 5 different T4 abilities to make them work at all.
Oh, I love it. That sounds so appealing. I want this character.
Yeah, I wonder if people understand sarcasm ever when I say things like this.
They never understand sarcasm.
Yes. I'm being very sarcastic. What I'm saying is that Wakandans need so many T4s, and this is going to be, of course, if they introduce a new character, it'll finally make them work in the raids, and of course, it'll be 5 more T5s.
This is why they're not the premier raid team.
I know, right? We need Nokia, right?
That is why.
All right, guys. Be sure to head on over to Valley Flying's channel. We did something similar over there. And as always, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.